What's going on, everybody? My name is John Serwin, and this is my kitchen. Welcome. Today, I'm going to show you how I made these homemade hush puppies. It's cornmeal, all-purpose flour, great with any sort of fish fry, great with any sort of fried food. You could take this batter, switch it up, change it up into many different things. You can make it into corn fritters, you could make it into hush puppies, you could make it into Johnny cakes. Sky's the limit. So, we're going to show you the techniques and how it's done coming up. Stay tuned. In order to make up our hush puppies, we need a big old mixing bowl. Did that land almost perfectly? Almost. All right, I'm getting better at that. We are actually going to mix up the wet before the dry this time. We have, here is 1 cup or 275 grams of buttermilk. Next, going in, I've tried this recipe with butter. I love using butter to cook, and it's kind of the most natural, or beef tallow or anything like that, but you need something, this recipe, you need something that is not solid at room temperature. Go in with 60 grams or 1/4 of a cup. That's avocado oil. I avoid using seed oils at all costs. The 3 C's and the 3 S's. Safflower, soybean, sunflower oil, canola, corn, cottonseed. I just try to avoid those at all costs. You know, they're in vegetable oils, they're in all that. So it's a little more expensive, but no big deal. I'm going to use avocado oil in this recipe. We have 2 whole eggs going in. Those eggs are room temperature, by the way. I'm going to give this a little bit of a whisk up now, just to get it working, because we are going to throw in, this is 35 grams of red onion and 7 grams of chopped chives. I figured go in with both. I had a little bit left in each in the fridge. So go with what you have. If you have just green onion or white onion, yellow onion, Vidalia onion, red onion, chives, scallions, shallots. I think I hit all the onions that I know of. Oh, leeks. I don't know, maybe leeks would work, but yeah, just throw in some onion in here. You could grate it, you could mince it. That's why I like chives. Chives gives it that pop of green as well, which is a pretty cool look. Now we're going to add the dry ingredients in. 145 grams of cornmeal. Go fine or regular. Just try not to get coarse. That's 1 cup. It's either 1 cup or 145 grams. We also have 1 cup of all-purpose flour, or 120 grams. 24 grams of white sugar, or 2 tablespoons. 3 grams or 1/2 teaspoon of baking soda. Just need 2 pinches of salt. I'm going to do 2 3-finger pinches this time. That should be about anywhere from 3 to 5 grams. And last but not least, whatever seasoning blend you like to use. If you want to make it more Creole or Cajun, go with that. You want to make it more, I don't know, barbecue, go with the barbecue seasoning. I just have my Serwin seasoning that I make up. It's mostly smoked paprika, onion powder, garlic powder, salt, pepper, sage, thyme. There's a bunch. You know what? I'll have to do a video on what I make this up for. But I use it on chicken. I use it on pork. It's pretty awesome. It's kind of my go-to seasoning. So just going to go in with about, I'd say, 5 grams total. That looks good to me. I'm going to start with a whisk and see how well it works, because I feel like that's going to kind of clump on me some. But let's just work it in, and then could always mix. I mean, I'm going to eventually switch to a spoon, but I guess to work out some of the lumps, I'm going to go in with a whisk for now. If you want to add corn, a can of corn, you can always do that. That would be, I guess, more of a corn fritter at that point. Hey, sky's the limit. Take this. What I always like to say is, I'm no expert. I'm your guide, not your guru. So this is a little bit of a roadmap, right? Take a detour. Go off grid, add what you want to this. You want to add more sugar, take out the onions and add corn, and then dust it with powdered sugar. Now you got a corn fritter. You want to add bacon, add cheese, make it into more of a biscuit or a Johnny cake. Sky's the limit. Do what you want. I just hope I give you the confidence to start cooking. That's really my goal on this. All right, that's my dissertation on that. I am going to leave this sit for about 15 minutes to kind of just everything hydrate up. In the meantime, we are going to go over to the stove and get our favorite frying medium heated up, which, if anyone has seen any of my other videos, I bet you know what it is. Did I hear beef tallow out there? You got it, beef tallow. It's the best thing pretty much the only thing I ever fry with. We have our enameled Dutch oven with beef tallow in there, probably about 1 quart, and we want it just between 350 and 360 degrees. All right, we have obtained it. So I'm gonna back it down just a little bit. As soon as we start dropping them in, it is going to drop that temperature. Just take about a tablespoon's worth, take the other and drop her on in. Then it puffs up like that. Make them as big or as small as you want. Give it a minute till they kind of start floating before you do the next one, because you don't want them to really crash into each other before that outside sets. But sometimes it's inevitable. Some of these look like they're getting done on one side, so I'm going to start flipping them over. Try and get out some of these little crunchy bits. These things are almost done. Just depends on how much color you want on them. So we're going to take these out, let them drain, and get to making some more. What we are going to do, though, because I do it every time I bring anything out of the fryer, just as soon as it comes out, a little bit of salt. All right, batch number 2 coming up. And just continue on with your batches until you run out or you have enough to suffice. And there you have it, folks. These are the homemade, let me see if I can get tilted a little for you. Hush puppies. These are a very southern thing from what I understand. I absolutely love these, and I will make these all the time. These biscuits, barbecue, there's a whole bunch of southern stuff that I love, but then there's a whole bunch of northern stuff that I love as well. It's just a lot of fun being able to cook and learn these techniques and share them with you guys and get some of you guys out there cooking, at least getting up the courage to cook, because it truly is a very fulfilling thing. When someone sits down and actually enjoys what you've made them, it's one of the best feelings in the world. But anyway, I am going to go ahead and give these a shot. The important thing here, let's see, I'm going to give you a nice close-up here. The important thing when you are doing these is to make sure that the oil stays warm enough so it does not absorb. Ooh, hopefully you can see that steam. The oil stays high enough so it doesn't absorb too much oil into them. All right, bottoms up. I made a few different variations of these. These are, I don't want to say perfect, but almost perfect for how I like them. And you know what, if I'm feeling a little froggy one day, I'll just add more cornmeal or something to it to make it a little more dense. Or if I want it a little more airy, I'll add more flour or more baking soda or more. That's the fun of it. You can sit there and mess around with the recipe and see where you want to take it to. But yeah, that onion, that chive, the little bit of sweetness, you could very easily sprinkle some powdered sugar on this and it'd be fantastic. Even though it has the onion in there, it'd be like a salty sweet kind of combo. I don't know, just a lot of things going on. Try and give these a shot. Comment below and let me know if you do, because I'm very curious if any of you guys are making any of these recipes yet or giving them a shot, you know, trying them out. But yeah, thanks for coming by, guys. And remember, you're just making food out of ingredients until you sit down and share them with the ones you love. Then it's a meal. All right, guys, greatly appreciate it. Thank you so much from the bottom of my heart. I can't thank you all enough. Till next time.